Hi there, this is Yoga NJ Community. I just want to remind you that today, as you move through your practice, listen to your body and move in ways that feel good for you. Today, we'll start lying down on our backs in Shavasana. So take a moment to take out any little wiggles as you begin to lay on down. Make yourself nice and comfy. Allow the arms to release to the sides. And then when you're ready, with the eyes closed, no tension in the face, you could bring the right hand to the belly and the left hand to the heart as you just tune into your breath. Filling the hands with every breath in, belly and chest, letting everything soften with every breath out. Breathing in fills the hands. Breathing out washes peace over the body and the mind. Reminding yourself that your time here on your mat, you have nowhere to be and no one to be. This practice is for you, linking breath, body, and mind. A few more cycles of breath, allowing yourself to just tune in, letting every breath out tune out the outside world. When you're ready, you can slide the bottom hand up to meet the top right at your heart. Take this time to send yourself an I love you, and then releasing the arms back down to the sides. Starting to awaken the physical body. You might start to open and close the hands, maybe starting to point and flex the toes. Growing the movements to circle out wrists and ankles. Any movements that you need. And then taking a big stretch, arms reach up overhead, zip the legs up, full body yawn. As you breathe out, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice tight hug, little rock side to side, massaging the spine. And giving yourself a tight hug as you breathe out, lift the nose up towards the knees and then release the head on down. One more breathing in. As you breathe out, squeeze yourself really, really tight ball. Exhale and release. Mindfully planting the feet. Making circles now with the knees on the ceiling. So pretending that you're squeezing a pencil in between the knees and drawing circles on the ceiling, going both directions. Feeling the lower back connecting to the mat as the knees come around. And then now we'll mindfully plant the feet, connecting them down to your mat. Fingertips might touch the heels, a little space between the feet and thighs. We'll come into some floating bridges, press through the feet, lift the hips, lift the arms up towards the sky, chin to chest. As you breathe out, slowly ripple and roll down the spine, arms to follow down to the sides. Again, breathing in, pressing through the feet, active glutes, hip points towards the sky. As you breathe out, rolling on down. Moving at your own breath pace. Hips lift, arms rise, big stretch through the belly. Breathing out lowers the hips and the arms. Taking a few more, pausing in any areas that you might need to. Maybe an extra breath at the top. And the next one that you roll down. Take a moment to connect the entire spine to the mat and then draw the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. And then in any way that feels good for you, we'll start to make our way to stand up on the feet, coming to the top of your space. You'll notice I'll turn a few times during the practice just so that you can see me. So right now at the top of your space, standing into a strong, grounded mountain pose. Letting the arms release down to the sides of the body, palms facing forward. Squeezing the fists, inhale, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, release. 2 more, breathe in, squeeze and shrug. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. Let it go. Mountain pose. And then we'll start to get moving. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, full breath in. Breathe out, dive it on down for our first forward fold. Find a softness through the knees. Maybe letting the belly rest on the thighs. Letting the head and neck just relax. You might walk the fingertips nice and slow from side to side, getting a little stretch through the sides of the body. Noticing a different sensation through the legs as you work the fingertips from right to left, left to right. Arriving back at center, you might grab opposite elbows for ragdoll pose, letting the body just hang here. And then the arms release. And slowly roll yourself on up, making your way back up to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, the arms reach on up. Exhale, lead with the heart as you swan dive on down, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift, extend the spine, shoot the fingertips back. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, ground the hands, step it back to a comfortable high plank. If high plank is a no, ground the knees, point the toes towards the sky, half plank. 1 more breath. Then we'll all drop to the knees, bum towards the heels, child's pose. Let everything just relax. You have the option to walk the fingertips over to the right, feeling a nice stretch through the left side body. If you're needing a little more, left hand on top of right. Hands walk back to center. And then you can walk those fingertips over to the left. Pull the shoulders down. You might take right hand on top of left if you're searching for a little bit more space from underarm to hip. And then coming back to center, child's pose. And then starting to work your way to our first downward dog, pressing yourself on up, curling the toes, belly towards the thighs, head and neck just hang. Pulling shoulders away from the ears and just adding movement into the pose. Any movement you need, pedal it out, rock the head. Just starting to get comfortable in this inverted pose, downward facing dog. A moment of stillness, catch the breath. Generous bend in the knees, nice walk of the feet to the hands, forward fold, top of your space. Inhale, half lift, shoot the fingertips back, gaze to the floor. Exhale and fold. Rolling yourself again up the spine, make your way to stand up nice and tall. Mountain pose, palms to face. The front open and receptive. Shoulders away from ears. Inhaling, arms reach on up. As you breathe out, sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana, letting the weight shift into the heels. Sinking nice and low, thigh bones pull back. We're going to add some movement to chair today. Bring the hands to the heart, step the right foot out, squat it down, back to chair. Open the right leg, big on squat, lower the tush, back to chair. 3 more, big squat, hands to heart, and then back to chair. Again, and back. Last one, right leg steps on out, big bend in both knees, and then zip it back up, chair pose, sink it nice and low. Activate through the tummy, navel to spine, bring the hands to heart. Let the weight shift to your left foot as you glide the right toes on back. Stepping back into our high lunge, deep bend in the left knee. Start to bring your left hand to the hip and make some rotations with the right arm. Notice if you can get a little deeper into the pose as you take the circles both directions. And then arm reaches back on up. Start to take a side bend over to the left, gently pressing the hips to the right. And then inhale back to center, high lunge, arms up. Then we'll take them to the heart. We'll make our way to warrior 3. You might keep the toes down to start. As you shift the weight into the left foot, hands could always rest onto your left thigh or to your hips as the right leg starts to float on up. Arms might come towards the sides like you're flying here. Try to turn that right hip on down, toes facing down. And then kindly, gently land the toe back on down, high lunge, opens you up to warrior 2. Left toes towards the front of the mat, right toes towards the side. Open up the arms, start to sink into the pose. And then we'll extend the front leg, dance it on back, reverse triangle, right hand down the back leg, left fingertips up and overhead. Inhale, rise on up, open up the arms. Back to that warrior 2. Extending both legs, turning both toes to face the long edge of the mat. And then bring your left fingertips down, right fingertips reach on up. So a wide-legged twist. Back to center, float it to the other side, right fingertips down, left arm reaches on up, gaze up. Inhaling, back to center, airplane the arms. Rise on up, arms reach on up, exhale, hands to heart, snuggle the heels towards each other. We're going to take this flow in reverse, start to take a nice deep bend into the right knee, warrior 2, right toes to face the front, left toes to face the side. We'll start to extend that right leg, dance it on back, reverse triangle, pulling heart towards the sky. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Find where your head and neck feel comfortable as you lengthen the right side of the body. Breathing in rises you up. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior 2. Transitioning to high lunge. So we come up onto the left toes, left heel is up. Bring the right hand to the hip and just start to make some rotations with that left arm. Take those rotations the other direction. And then those left fingertips reach overhead, find a little length, and then bend it over to the right. Side stretch, opening up the left side body. Inhale, back to center, reaching both arms on up into our high lunge. Bringing the hands to the hips or to the thighs. Start to shift the weight on forward, floating your foot on up off the mat for warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. So starting to lift the left toes. You might fly that warrior. If the toes stay down, it's okay. If the toes fall down, it's okay. When you're ready, right, making the feet meet at the top, breathe it on up. Exhale, come into a nice forward fold. Ground yourself here, take a half lift. Exhale, melt into the pose. Reverse swan dive, breathe it all the way up. We're in the home stretch. Exhale, hands to heart, little smile. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to that chair pose. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the thighs. We'll start to come into those little squats, opening the left leg out, bend, chair pose. Open out, hands to heart, big squat, and then chair. Squat to chair. Open up, deep bend in both knees, and chair. And again, open up, and chair pose. Breathe, settle the shoulders, little deeper into the heels. Inhale, rise up, come up onto the toes, spread the fingers. Exhale, slowly ground the heels, arms down to the sides. Mountain pose. Allow yourself to slow the breath. You fired up enough. Maybe taking a couple sighs out the mouth. Inhale, fill up. Let it go. As many deep breaths as you need, breathing in. Letting go. Closing out your practice by bringing the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the belly. Filling the hands with each and every breath as you slow on down. Stay here as long as you need or continue to add on to your practice. The light that lives in me bows and honors to the light in you.